Today, Attack of the Show presents Attack of the Summer movies. We'll take you behind the scenes of all the summer's biggest films, from Prometheus to The Dark Knight Rises and everything in between. And to kick things off, John Cho from Total Recall joins us live.
Tell us your fantasy. We'll give you the memory.
And today's Loop will look into the real-life science behind this summer's sci-fi movies. And Matt Myra reviews a new 60-inch Sony 3D TV in Gadget Prawn. Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
Hello, I'm Candace Bailey.
Hope that Dr. makes house calls. I like Dr. Pepper, whatever. Kevin Pereira, we're coming to you live! And I kinda wish I was still at home playing Diablo 3!
Did you play all weekend?
Free beta this weekend for everybody, and my emotions were directly connected to whether or not the servers were online and running. Like, it was a manic depressive weekend for me, more so than normal. When the servers would go down, it was like, oh no.
How long did they go down for?
Hours! Hours! How dare they have server issues during a free beta test?
But how many hours did you play?
Many more hours than they were down. And I convinced a buddy of mine to try it, and he's like, this Diablo thing is dumb, I don't know. And then about 30 minutes later, he like literally shrieked over the headset. I was like, what happened? He's like, I just got enchanted bear pants of the Magic Wandering. I'm like, what? They're bear pants! I'm like, oh, you're screwed, dude. That's Diablo crack. He's gonna be addicted to it for the rest of his life.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, what did you do?
Well, Friday I did a voiceover for a video game that I'm working on.
What?
I'm playing myself, but I just did the voiceover, and I'm not really supposed to talk too much about it yet.
Is it like a Farmville thing, or is it more like is it like a shooter?
Maybe.
Is it a...
Maybe.
Maybe? Is it like Minesweeper, but with your face all over it?
It's for Nexon. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woman of mystery. But first up today, instead of watching someone get kicked in the junk, why don't we look at some homemade films and our summer movie remix?
We're going around the net.
I got it above my knee. That hurt. We kick things off with a clever mashup using one of my favorite movies from the 80s, Predator, with a clip from not at all my favorite movie of any time ever, the disaster porn flick 2012.
Oh, it's your favorite. Enjoy.
Dylan! You son of a bitch. Okay. I didn't know when to quit, huh?
Damn good to see you, Dutch.
Okay, all right.
This video alone makes 2012's existence worth it.
You should see what happens when they kiss.
Oh.
It is
I don't
powerful.
know.
It knocks the moon out of orbit.
Really?
Solar flares start sparking up. The Kardashians managed to not make a sex tape for that entire day. It's really...
That's
enough love in that man kiss. I know.
And now we go from...
It is why they're famous. We're all aware of that, right?
Yes.
For the most... Okay. All right.
Yes. And now we go from one display of manliness to another.
I mean, it's the reason they're in my browser history.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to make... We're all in the... They
You're
made a
still
sex
talking
tape.
about the Kardashians.
Okay. You got to keep up with them. Look, there's a fella. His name is Sylvester Stallone. You guys heard of him?
Yeah.
He's a pretty manly dude.
Yeah.
Like a dude's dude, a bro's bro.
Yeah.
A buddy's amigo.
Uh-huh.
A man's
Yep,
gentleman.
pair him up with the also pretty manly Armand Asante. Yeah. And that's some serious man-on-man drama.
You killed innocent people. The means to an end. Started a mess. I caused a revolution. You betrayed the law.
My brother's actually a cop. You could say that he's in law enforcement.
Then why don't you have more respect for the law?
Candace, of course I respect the law.
I'm not talking about the law of the jungle.
Random, not to interrupt the bit, but Armand Asante, he was an actor. I think he was in a TV show, right? It was L.A. Law!
I think he was on Law and Order. Oh, wait. Well done. That's almost the second time that I've tripped today.
I
fell
thought you
flat
were
on my face
lightheaded from
earlier.
screaming law.
Yeah, maybe that's why. The mashup party isn't over yet.
No, it seems someone has taken Hawaii's most reckless and sexy private detective and recast him with the galaxy's most reckless and sexy smuggler.
Here's Han Solo taking on the role of Magnum P.I.
To think, I had a mustache like that at one point in time, you know?
No, you did not. You have never had a mustache like that.
Of course I did. It was incredibly manly, and you guys remember it. Andy, you remember?
Hey, guys.
I had it. All the women loved me. They would say,
I
"Oh, there
bet.
comes Kevin with his very
Can
sexy,
we get
very
a side
manly
by side
mustache."
of Kevin's mustache, please?
You can't put that on television. It's too.
That is nothing like. Oh my God!
The old Amber Alert. Oh, we can get it off the screen now. Thank you.
Oh, that's a great one.
It won't grow in the middle. It just won't do it. I've tried.
So don't wear it like that.
It's all right already.
Oh, it's so great.
As you may have gathered from the title of this show, it is just about summer movie season, everybody. And I counted them myself. There's about 6,000 movies coming out between now and just the end of August. And as such, it can get a little overwhelming.
So to help you make a decision about which movies to see, we're going to summarize some of the summer's biggest films in 60 seconds.
And now, Attack of the Show presents 2012 summer movies in 1 minute, give or take. Presented by Dr. Pepper. August 17th, The Expendables, Part 2.
Oh, my arthritis!
I'm old.
Explosions!
Next, May 11th, Dark Shadows.
No, I'm Slash this way. Hold on. Oh, Captain Jack Sparrow, welcome to me chocolate factory. Oh,
Kevin,
oh, I'm crazy. Is that any
That's
character?
the wrong Johnny Depp movie.
It's the same acting.
And June 29th, G.I. Joe, Retaliation.
Who wants a body massage?
What did he just say?
Hold on, body massage, go.
And May 25th, Men in Black, Part 3.
Aliens!
Forget the aliens!
Also, forget I was in Wild Wild West, please. Flashy thing!
And June 8th, Prometheus.
Oh, this is the Alien prequel, right?
I think so. I think that's what it is.
Is it gonna be a good one like Aliens or a bad one like Alien Resurrection?
Oh, this one has a fast bender. This actor is pretty good.
And May 18th, Battleship.
B6.
Ah,
crap! You sunk my battleship!
Yeah!
Also, is that an alien?
Please, every damn movie this summer has aliens in it. This is a board game movie. There's no plastic alien.
And May 4th, the Avengers!
I am Iron Man! Fire repulsors! Pew, pew! Pew! Pew, pew! 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 I'm made of iron, and I am a man! And I pew! Pew at anyone and anything! Pew! 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 Kevin, did we get our costumes mixed up?
Nope, I'm Scarlett Johansson. And that's the way I wanted it. I'm totally okay with it.
Nice
It's pretty good.
boobs.
This is really nice, right?
Yeah.
Really good.
It's great.
And next May 18th, what to expect when you're expecting?
I'm expecting to not ever see this movie. No.
And then June 22nd, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
It will take 77 years for history teachers to convince their students that this didn't actually happen. Shut my beard off!
And on August 3rd, Total Recall.
3 boobs! Come on, give me that 3 boob alien!
Actually, it's not in this movie.
What about Get Your Ass to Mars? What about,
No.
Well, Arnold is.
Sorry. But it does have Kate Beckinsale and Jessica Biel catfighting.
All right.
And on June 20th, The Dark Knight Rises.
Hey, Batman, you gonna invite your parents to the premiere?
My parents are dead!
And on July 3rd, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Hey, Spider-Man, you gonna invite your...
My parents are also dead! Sadness web. Sorry. This little...
And that was Kevin and Candace saving you from the summer movie.
Still ahead, the Luke gets into the summer movie game. Sci-fi after fiction.
For example, why don't the Hulk's pants explode off and reveal his green genitals?
Kevin!
No. We're seriously going to get an answer to that question from an actual scientist at the University of Minnesota.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Here's some silly straight.
Oh, I didn't even go.
Attack of the Summer Movies is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. With 23 flavors, Dr. Pepper is always one of a kind.
Filmmakers are finding out that when science fiction is rooted in actual science, it makes their stories even more engrossing. It's time to take a look at the hard science behind this summer's biggest movies. It's The Loop. Joining me now from Minneapolis to help make sense of it all, University of Minnesota physics professor and the author of The Physics of Superheroes, Jim Kakalius joins us, everybody. How are you, Jim?
I'm great. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's our pleasure. I think a large portion of our audience maybe they're not familiar with you, but they've certainly been 3 or 4 bowls into enjoying an IMAX 3D spectacle and have certainly enjoyed your work. So where would they have seen said work?
Well, in addition to being a mild-mannered physics professor at the University of Minnesota, I'm also a fan of comic books. And so from my book, The Physics of Superheroes, I've been asked to do consulting for some superhero movies over the years. I was the consultant for Watchmen, asked by the National Academy of Sciences if I could help out with that. There, I provided some insight into how Dr. Manhattan, how his powers worked. The university then asked me to make a Science of Watchmen video, which was then posted on YouTube. That video has been viewed over 1.7 million times and won a regional Emmy Award, which kind of puts Einstein in his place. But
yeah, I'm glad somebody finally had the nerve to do that. Thank you, Jim.
Right. How many regional Emmys has he won? But then I also did a small amount of consulting for Green Lantern and a larger amount of consulting for this summer's coming film, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, so what did you have to do on the set of Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, Amazing Spider-Man, actually, I met with the director, Mark Webb, and the producers, and earlier on in the filming process with Mike Riva, the art director, and talked to them about how Spider-Man's powers might work, how the Lizard's powers might work, just doing some background brainstorming, trying to provide some scientific justification for some of the impossible things that you would see on screen. It's not that they're trying to get the movie to be 100% scientifically accurate, but rather, if any moment when the audience is looking at something and thinking, this is not right, or that science is bogus, or even this doesn't look like a real laboratory or a real office, is a moment when they're not paying attention to the story. So the filmmakers have a vested interest in trying to get the science right enough so that you don't notice it and you'll just pay attention to the story that they're trying to tell.
Sure. Well, I mean, out of curiosity, how does a lizard or a spider climb up a wall or cling to a surface?
Static cling.
Wait, the same technology that amuses me with balloons and cats is the same thing that gives Peter Parker his web-slinging ability?
I'm afraid so, yes. If you look at the pads of a gecko lizard, there are these small little pads, and if you zoom in, look closer and closer and closer, you will see millions of microscopic filaments, fibers. They are very small, which means that they have a large surface area to volume ratio, so that you can get them very close to the wall. There are fluctuating electric charges in these filaments, which induce an opposite fluctuating charge in the wall. This effect is very weak, which is why you need millions of them on each little pad. But they add up, and they can actually hold the gecko lizard up on the wall. Tom Cruise, in the movie Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, uses gecko gloves. He uses gloves that mimic what a gecko lizard does. And we see that because when he applies the glove, he goes straight on, but to peel it off, he has to come up at an angle because you have to break the contact of all those little filaments in order to lift the glove and move on.
Tell me this, Mr. Scientist, how does a gecko sell car insurance? Okay, good. I just want to make sure that there's still some mysteries left in this universe. What about Iron Man's suit? That is something that you've done some analysis on the Avengers, and Iron Man's suit sounds like there's no science whatsoever in there, but you say that there actually is?
Actually, one of the most amazing bits of Iron Man that's real today is the cybernetic helmet. When he talks to Jarvis, when he activates his jet boots, when he activates the repulsor rays, you don't see him press a button or give a voice command. He just thinks it, and it happens. And scientists today are building cybernetic helmets that detect the EEG patterns, the magnetic waves that are set up when you think, and can decode that and send information wirelessly to another source. And they're developing this to develop treatments for people who are paralyzed and for the next generation of prosthetic devices. But as a kid growing up, reading The Adventures of Iron Man and Tales of Suspense back in the 60s, if you asked me which part in the 21st century of Iron Man would be real today, the last part I would say is the cybernetic helmet.
Right.
So,
and I can never be trusted in a suit because it would only pop up Groupons for fast food and red tube tabs. That would just no! Just give me directions and do the jet boots thing. Real quick while I have you, Jim, this is fascinating stuff. Something that always bothered me was I get that there's a code of conduct with comics and little kids can't be exposed to giant green dangly bits, but how on earth does the Hulk's shorts grow with him? If he's freaking out from mild-mannered scientists into giant green beasts, how do those pants stay on?
Right. Well, obviously, as you've alluded, they're held on by a power even stronger than gamma radiation, the Comics Code Authority.
Right.
But in the comics, what they describe this as his pants are made out of unstable molecules.
That's what his pants are packed with.
We know of unstable molecules. They're the ones that tend to explode or fall apart because they're unstable. But realistically, there are materials that are called shape memory materials that you can twist, you can stretch, you can bend, and then they will return back to their original configuration. There are eyeglass frames that are made of these metals that you can bend and twist and then warm them up slightly. There are fabrics and fibers that people are using for sutures that can create knots that tighten themselves just due to the warmth of a body. So these materials actually are real, which, you know, is really a good thing to know of whenever you get belted by gamma rays.
I can't wait. Now people are going to be lining up for that treatment. Jim, it's fascinating stuff. The book is incredible, and I can't thank you enough for taking a few minutes to chat with us. Professor Kekalius, thank you again.
Thank you very much. As you know, I am a scientist.
My God, your lectures must be packed.
I tell you, all these years of graduate school, and I turned into a prop comic.
That's all right. It worked for Carrot Top. I think you're going to go much farther. Jim Kekalius, thank you so much for keeping us in the loop. We really appreciate it. But now, we're going to head on over to Candace.
Still ahead, John Cho from Total Recall will be here live. But first, Oliver Stone returns from a 2-year directorial break with Savages. Blake Lively and Taylor Kitsch lead an unlikely group that goes toe-to-toe with a deadly Mexican drug cartel fronted by Salma Hayek and Benicio del Toro. Even John Travolta lends some acting chops in what's sure to be a damn good shoot-'em-up.
Every successful business has an origin. Ben went to Berkeley and double majored in business and botany.
This is the best cannabis in the world.
You guys, you have a clean business. But now the cartels are moving north. They want a Ben and John section in aisle 3.
It is your methods we want to partner with.
We're not going to join you. Nothing personal.
I'm afraid our client would take this very personally.
You let people think you're weak. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to kill them.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back John Cho! All right, sir.
That was so sexy.
Right? What, me or the bears on the couch or
They're
the
so
audience?
erotic.
Entirely the audience, yeah. Put some pants on. I mean, he appreciates it, but now we're in the interview. Now it's awkward.
Wow.
Now it's awkward.
Some really impressive specimens out there.
Thank you.
Really
Yeah,
good
found
stuff.
them all off Craigslist.
Wow.
Just, they were all casual encounters. Each and every one of them. We don't need a shot of them. We don't need to establish. We don't need to break that fourth wall. I see cameramen fumbling around, guys trying to get their pants on right now. Let's talk Total Recall.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time. Truly. When
So
did
good.
it enter your life? Were you raised on the Recall? Did you recently?
I saw it when it
catch
came out when I was a kid, and I recently, actually right before we shot it, or right before I was cast, I ended up randomly seeing it on television.
Mm-hmm.
So good, and I think the original still holds up.
It absolutely does, yeah.
Aside from the only thing that doesn't hold up to me is the fighting.
It sounds like you're about to grab about Total Recall, and my sleeves are already rolled up.
Wow,
I cannot pull them up any farther.
Maximum roll up. Okay. No, the only thing that doesn't hold up is the punching and the fighting.
Yeah,
Which, because the special effects, even though they're raw, still work.
Oh, the little head that comes
the head
off
thing
and pulling
and
the tracker out of the
and
nose.
what have you.
3 boobs are great.
Three
yeah.
boobs.
But you're right. The fighting is so it's
saloon
cliche.
style.
Yeah, and it's I'm gonna throw a roundhouse or a crescent kick. Hold on.
Yeah.
And
It's a
then
lot
there
of
goes
this
your
kind of
gun.
punching.
Yes.
Because since then we've had like the Hong Kong movies and the Bourne Identity and stuff, and so. But yeah, this version is really updated in that regard, and.
Oh, I thought you guys were still gonna throw punches from the back of your head. There it comes.
Breaking a Heineken bottle on the bar. Yeah, so it's a lot more sophisticated in that way visually.
Right. And then what about? I mean, your character is the guy from Recall who's basically the salesman, right? Who kind of hypes you up on at least going back to the original film. The guy would try to upsell you on your
It's
dream
sort
or
of
your
now
journey.
less of a used car lot and more of a drug experience. Yeah, and so it's a little bit more sinister. Wow.
Which, if I'm going to buy my memories, I'd rather do it from an opium den than a used car lot. Totally agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'll go with that. Yeah.
You know, the technology exists now to record brain waves and patterns and electricity, the ones and zeros that tick off when you have an experience. So theoretically, some people say in the next 15, 20 years or so, we might be able to play those back into the brain, which would essentially be what Recall is doing. I don't know if any of that's true. I made that up.
That's heavy.
No, it's totally true. And so I go, like, in our lifetime, we will probably have the ability to do something like this or take part in this. Would you ever, in a million years, strap yourself in a chair and let them beam the memory directly into your brain?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you ever see Brainstorm? Do you remember that Christopher Walken movie? Does anyone? Christopher Walken, Natalie Wood, right? Brainstorm. But he quickly, in that movie, you put on a helmet and you recorded an experience.
That's
and then a
what they
person
can do.
could put the helmet on and relive it. And it quickly went to sex.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what people would immediately do. So what I'm trying to say is I would.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign me up.
Would that be your Recall experience? Like if you could custom design something, you wouldn't be the secret assassin or the guy who's on the run from the law. You would just want tons of sex?
Monkey sex.
That's
Tons of monkey sex.
Is that a position thing or is that a...
Don't ask.
Okay. I'm sorry I did. I immediately was sorry that I did the moment the words are coming.
It's really complicated. And unhygienic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even through the helmet, really.
Thoroughly,
It's
yeah.
not good. Someone will call the cops when they hear that. So obviously, Total Recall, iconic movie. It's got a new adaptation. I love the early 90s, late 80s, kind of films.
Yeah.
And I know you're a fan as well, except for Top Gun.
Oh.
Which I thought was...
No.
Oh,
ho.
Your sleeves are already rolled up.
It's really... I was recently watching it again. Number 47.
Right.
And I didn't realize how intense the hero worship was in that decade. And so Goose dies. Spoiler alert. And
well, let me delete that from my Netflix queue. There goes that one.
Goose dies, and
Bruce Willis was dead the entire time. We got it. Thanks. Really appreciate it, John.
So he goes out he's collecting Goose's things. And he's going to meet Meg Ryan, Goose's widow, and deliver a shoebox with his dog tags and such, his personal effects. And he goes out to meet her, and he's trying to collect himself because he's grieving.
Of course he is.
He's really grieving.
Because that moment is about him.
It's about him. Yeah. And he goes out, and she then goes, Maverick. And she starts comforting him. And he starts, I'll be all right. And I'm like, hey, buddy, there's a friggin' widow here.
It's not about it. Tom Cruise is the most important man in the world.
They left behind a son, a little toddler.
The toddler comes out to console Tom Cruise and grabs his leg. I'm so sorry, Maverick. My daddy's gone.
Wow, it's hero worship gone awry.
Yeah. That's why I love it the most. But real quick, you are here. You should be filming a movie right now. Last time you were here, we asked you about Star Trek. You confirmed, but didn't quite confirm. Can you confirm? Where are we at in the lying about this movie existing?
In the
process?
lying.
Where are we? Are we at plausible deniability? Okay, so that
I can't talk about it, which is silly.
But that means it exists.
Huh?
Yes. Yes.
Huh?
And what about Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, I can talk about that. J.J. Abrams is directing
Yes,
Harold and Kumar 4.
I love it. I knew it. It's going to be in 3D IMAX.
Aziz Ansari will be in it. We finally got Cal Penn out.
Fantastic.
So that's,
I always confused him anyways. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's really easy.
It is confusing.
Is it actually happening
They're
now?
both so brown.
Will we see? Will we see a new Harold? Can we confirm that?
Yeah. Guy from The Hangover.
Guy from The Hangover?
Ken Jeong.
Yeah?
Will be playing the new Harold.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Fantastic. You heard it here first, Holly Scoop. Get in on it. John, such a pleasure, man.
Thanks.
John, show everybody, look out for Total Recall at the end of summer, August 3rd. We'll be shooting a documentary on brainwave monkey sex very soon as well. I'm very excited to see that. That's going to be coming out. But now, over to Sarah.
Get ready, because a new season of American Ninja Warrior is almost here. And with the most difficult set of challenges yet. Watch heroes in spandex, compete for $500,000 and the title of American Ninja Warrior starting May 20th only on G4. Now, how much IMAX footage is in The Dark Knight Rises this summer, Well, the answer might be the most ever. I'll also tell you when to expect the next peek at Christopher Nolan's final Batman film in the feed.
read a tweet?
Yeah, let's do that. You want to read one?
Sure. John Casimir. The repulsor sound effects by Candace Bailey were spot on. Pew, pew! Haha, great segment.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that's my noise for everything when I shoot something. Or pew! Pew! Pew!
Oh my God, even a sniper rifle makes a pew noise?
Everything makes a pew noise.
I hate it. What would a minigun sound like? We just had a giant... I was expecting rapid fire pews.
Pew, pew, it's too hard. Pew, 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 pew. It's too hard.
I will give you $1 if you
But
redub
sorry that I
that
just
scene
spit all over
from
you.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
When Arnold has the mini cannon shooting out of the office and doesn't kill anybody.
What do I say?
We have to do the pew gum.
Just pew?
Yeah, but so fast. Oh,
Wasn't it all good? That was totally different.
okay, I take my $1 offer back. Listen, in honor of Summer Movie Week, we're giving everyone on the wall 5 pairs of Fandango movie passes. That's 10. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 tickets to see whatever the hell you want this summer. So, congratulations on that. That's pretty
that's
sweet.
awesome.
Time now for a news break.
Sarah Underwood, take it away.
All right, thanks. Oh gosh, take the pews away. Thanks, guys. Right now, it's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Monday, April 23rd, and here's the latest from the Hollywood grapevine. The Avengers is only 10 days away, but Warner Brothers has confirmed a little bonus for theater goers. Yeah, a brand spanking new trailer for The Dark Knight Rises. Yes. The primo pairing will provide a superhero-gasm for both 2D and 3D screenings and be loaded with new footage and hints on Bruce Wayne's fate. Plus, speaking of the Caped Crusader, word is that Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight finale will boast over an hour of large format IMAX footage. That is more than any major Hollywood release. Yes, so if you like eye candy, it might be worth it to pay a few extra bucks to see a super-sized Dark Knight when it hits theaters July 20th. And you can look forward to the movie's new trailer before the Avengers when it debuts on May 4th. Now, Russell Crowe, you remember him, right? Yeah. From The Gladiator, Robin Hood, throwing phones at the faces of hotel employees. I know, he's done it all. And now he's set to play Noah. The Aussie actor will be boarding the Ark in the biblical epic Noah, which is slated for a 2014 release. The mythic tale will be told by Darren Aronofsky, who last directed the 2010's Oscar-nominated Black Swan. But my guess is that this one won't feature any girl-on-girl mouth love. But hey, you never know when it comes to Aronofsky, you know? You never know. Bestiality, maybe? I can't joke about bestiality. Oh, that's too far for you, Kevin?
No, it's a Noah film, so there would be animals.
True. And finally, anybody who likes to laugh should listen up because Zach Galifianakis is bringing his signature brand of awkward comedy to TV. The comedian will be reviving his hit web series Between Two Ferns. Yay! But it's only for one night, May 6th on Comedy Central. The half-hour special will feature guests Tina Fey, Jon Stewart, and Richard Branson, which, come on, that's a pretty unbeatable lineup. Now, this is the first installment in the series in over a year, so if you're a fan, be sure to tune in because who knows when we'll see another one. Maybe never, but hopefully yes. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed, and now over to Candace.
Thanks, Sarah. Stick around. A 3D TV loaded with apps gets reviewed next. But first, there's a new Snow White movie coming out, and I gotta tell you, this is not your grandma's fairy tale. There are no singing lovebirds or cutesy dancing animals. Instead, they have been replaced with horrifying monsters and an evil queen who sucks people's souls out of their faces. It is the battle for the fairest of them all in Snow White and the Huntsman.
My queen, yet another kingdom falls to your glory. Is there no end to your power?
Mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
You are the fairest, but there is another destined to surpass you.
Let them come.
The feed is brought to you by Fandango. Moviegoing made easy.
Internet,
Attack of the Show.
Attack of the Summer Movies continues when Amazing Spider-Man director Mark Webb joins us live with details on the Wall Crawlers blockbuster reboot. Then Candace gets a creature shop tour with Men in Black 3's special effects guru, Rick Baker. And our next round of epic giveaways continues.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7.
Gadgetron is kind of like the Q branch of the biggest summer movies. Matt Myra is here! All right, let's dive right in. We're kicking off Summer Movie Preview Week with some gadgets to help you with your summer movies. First up, a TV from Sony. It'll make you feel like you own your own theater, really. It's pretty amazing. It's 60-inch Bravia from Sony. Are you all right, Matt?
I love this. I'm just touching it.
Okay,
I want to feel it.
I got it. Okay.
This thing is, it's a 60-inch Bravia. This is the EX720 model, which comes in sizes ranging from 32 all the way up to 60 inches.
Nice.
I'm terrible at bowling.
But wait a minute, that looks like internet content on a TV.
It is, Kevin. Watch, if you go watch that online, Kevin is the worst bowler in the world.
Yes, I am.
And Candace is very good.
Yes. Again, thankfully, it's only bowling.
It's LED backlit, so you're getting a very slim border on this television, as well as a profile. It's less than 2 inches thick. It's about an inch and a half thick. The bezel's reduced, giving it a whole very nice appeal as far as physically. This is also sitting very low on the base, which I like, because sometimes you get the base is a little ridiculous. It's too tall. This one's perfect.
Right.
There are an average number of ports on the back of this. You're getting 4 HDMIs, a one-component video, a couple USB ports.
And wall-mountable, too? Like
it is wall-mountable,
okay.
yeah. So you can throw that up on the wall. It's not too heavy. It weighs, I think, under 90 pounds. So
perfect.
Go right up on there.
All right, so the EX720 has a variety of apps built into it, more than any TV we've tested on Gadgetron so far. You got a web browser, Skype, all the video streaming services are there as well.
Tons of video streaming, but let's start with Skype. Skype is pretty cool. It's built in on this. You have to get an additional camera, though. You can buy Sony's camera, which is actually reasonably priced, or use another one.
Like any traditional USB camera to plug in?
Yeah, plug it in, play. And the weird thing is, though, when you get this going and you have that 60-inch Skype camera, it's like Demolition Man.
Right.
When you call up that naked lady. And then I rewind it as a child. That's what I would do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway,
the tracking on that section of tape was for some reason a little more worn out than the rest of the movie.
Video in Lowell, Massachusetts. That was me.
No.
But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like the future. You get this huge like on-screen calling thing.
That's
I
nice.
pretend sometimes I'm Captain Kirk on screen. Let's not get into that. Other apps here, Netflix, Amazon, all work very brilliantly through this thing. The TV itself isn't wireless, but you can get a dongle for $99 or just plug it in Ethernet.
You should probably go wired if you're going to be streaming,
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be much
content.
steadier, and it's also free. You don't have to buy a dongle for that.
So tell me about this remote here.
It comes with a button for Netflix, everybody.
Oh, they made it that easy!
It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the first button I've seen for Netflix.
To launch Netflix, which is still on my 360, I have to change my receiver input, switch over, then change the HDMI switcher's input, then load the apps, then go to... Thank you for the button.
One
That's
button.
That's
One
all I'm
button.
saying. The remote also comes with a dedicated button for Grace Note, which gives you like the Shazam experience.
It's
built
very
into your
cool.
TV. For those who don't know what Shazam is, that's like tracking songs. It basically figures out what you're listening to.
Yeah,
right?
so what this will do is you're watching television, you hear something on a commercial, or you're watching a movie and you hear some music, and what is that? You hit the button, Track ID, and it will look for you. And it's like 80% success rate I was getting out of it. And it'll find the track and give you a link to the song. And that's pretty cool.
So you
have to
now
pull your
know
phone out.
every song used in Pawn Stars.
Yes.
You know every single track and Hoarders.
It's all the same crappy blues riff.
Of course it is. We should talk about the overall image quality, because 60 inches, sometimes you spare a little resolution for the real estate. This thing is edge lit with LED.
Yeah.
It's energy efficient, which is nice, but sometimes that edge lighting leads to unevenness in the lighting. Is that present here?
There was a little bit of that here. You're going to get brighter edges on this than you would on, say, a plasma or just a full backlit LED.
Sure.
So edge lit, energy efficient, but it means you can get a really thin TV. The black levels aren't as deep as they could be on here, but the color reproduction is very good. Contrast was a bit lacking, but there's so many picture modes and adjustments on this that you can make. It was no time before I got a pretty good picture.
Sure.
TV also comes with an enhancement known as X-Reality.
What?
X-Reality.
This sounds like the future. Give it to me.
It's actually kind of cool. If you're looking at crappy web content, like a YouTube video, you're going to... What happened? What happened? Did something give birth to something?
Something either died or gave birth, right? What, it just fell over? That's
sorry, America.
X is reality. Whenever you're watching animals, you press X reality and
Listen,
they die.
guys, this is just planet Earth. And sometimes on Frozen Planet, things die. But X reality is great.
So how does this X reality work?
Listen, it'll increase sharpness. MPEG videos are going to look better than they normally would. This penguin's alive, so we're good with that. Kevin, why'd you ask me about 3D?
Tell me about 3D, Matt Myra.
Well,
can we watch precious animals get beheaded in 3D?
Yes, you can.
Look at him just scooting
I
on
give
through.
you a bunch of live penguins. You're welcome.
Nice.
Okay,
No,
so
tell me about the 3D.
3D is
Is it
actually
good?
pretty good.
Really?
There's some slight artifacting on here. This is us watching the universe from the History Channel in 3D. It gets dark. That's my problem with active lenses. It's a darker image. It's darker than I'd like to see, but I will say this. Headaches weren't that fast in coming, which is usually a problem for me in 3D. It's a headache
3D
machine,
is
but this one is
delayed.
actually pretty good.
All right, you can make the 60-inch Sony Bravia EX720 the centerpiece of your home theater.
Yeah.
$2,300 is the asking price right now on Amazon.com. What's the verdict?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Here's why. Internet connectivity on this is top-notch. Skype features very cool, even if you have to run out and get a camera. But the slim profile, ample ports, good picture quality, and seriously, this is gonna be something you want to consider in $2,300 price range. So, you know, you get into those much more expensive like Samsungs and stuff like that. For what they're giving you for $2,300 from Sony, this is an excellent deal. 4 out of 5.
I like the penguins on it too.
Well,
Little penguins on it.
I just want to point out that no more penguins have died throughout this
we
segment.
did it! Turn the card. It's been 3 minutes since a penguin death on Attack of the Show.
Candace, I am not God. I don't control nature.
All right, that's all. Everybody settle
I'm really
down. Everybody
sad
settle
over
down.
here from that,
Please rewind us to
okay?
the part where the penguin dies. That's it for today's Gadget Prawn. If you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, email us, gadgetprawn@g4tv.com. Thank you, Matt Myra.
Live penguins. Live penguins.
The murder Myra. And now, cut to Candace Bailey.
Tickets for summer movies cost money, but this stuff is free.
So not only do we have penguin death on today's program,
Can you
but
really stop talking
we're
about it? Because I'm crying over that. And it makes me really sad.
You know,
So
that
stop.
penguin was a jerk. Everybody.
It was a baby.
They all knew. They all knew.
That was the racist
It was a
Yeah,
baby.
he really was. He hated himself.
Let's just go. Let's go.
All right, today we're giving away a 7.1 home theater system. We're just giving it away. We got it, and we're like, you know what? Now you get it for free.
One lucky winner will receive this 1030-watt THX Onkyo sound system. Do I say that 1030 or 1030? Does it matter?
Well, if you're
know
a
what I'm
cop, you would
talking about.
respond to a 1030. If you're reading the wattage of the home theater system, it'd be 1030. That's fine.
1030,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. To enter, visit our website at g4tv.com/epic giveaway.
We got a 1030 Onkyo. Get your entry in between now and Tuesday, April 24th by 3 p.m. Eastern. She's fragile. She just watched a penguin die, guys. Okay, I should stop bringing it up. We'll announce the winner right here on tomorrow's show.
Oh, Candace.
It's the circle of life.
Dick.
It's also involved. Thanks to John Cho and his love of monkey sex. Thanks to Matt Myra and his love of penguin death. Thanks to Professor James Skakalius for giving us the inside science knowledge on all of superhero-dom. And of course, thanks to Batman. I'm sorry you have to witness that.
Stop talking about it, okay? I don't want to go home and cry.
You don't have to cry here. Cry to the cameras.